Buddy Jeremy Reed here, and I want to wish you a happy 4th of July. I know it's not for another 24 hours, but for all my US followers, I want to say happy 4th of July. The 4th of July has always been a awesome, really, really good holiday for me. I've always enjoyed celebrating it for many, many years. Maybe that's because, I don't know, it's usually food-centered, and I love food. Fireworks are pretty sweet. I don't know. I've always just been drawn to 4th of July, and I've always really enjoyed that time with family and friends. And I live in Phoenix now, which it's like 112 degrees right now. Just absolutely stupid hot. So drink up. Before I moved here about a year and a half ago, I lived in Washington for many years. And in Washington, it rains 9 months out of the year. So pretty wet, and they don't have nearly as strict of fireworks laws as they do in other places that are drier. And so you could get like the mortar style, Disneyland style fireworks. And so every year, everyone in my cul-de-sac, we lived in this big, giant cul-de-sac, didn't have a ton of street traffic. And so all of us would just pool our money, and usually over at my house, we would host it, and I'd smoke a whole bunch of meat, and it'd just be a huge feast, and we'd pool money and just buy a ton of fireworks. So a funny story I wanted to tell you. A few years ago, I'm out there, and I had this big launch pad. So it had, I think, 12 or 16 of the mortar tubes set up, and they were all fanned out, and I'd load them all up and light them with a torch, and they'd shoot off. It was pretty sweet. So while I was setting that up, I'm kneeling down on the ground setting that up, a friend of our neighbors that came over, Lindsay, if you're watching this, was highly intoxicated, and she decided she wanted to light off a firework. Well, I had no idea this was going on like 2 or 3 feet behind me, but this woman went behind me and stuck a mortar in a tube and lit it and ran away. Well, this thing, she put it upside down. So rather than exploding and shooting all the way up in the air, 200 feet up in the air or whatever it is, it just went into the ground and exploded on the ground, which was only a few feet behind me. So it shot this huge explosion right behind me, caught my Metallica jersey on fire, started melting it onto my back. And so after a small little freak out, we put the fire out. I had some holes in my shirt, which, Lindsay, by the way, your friend knows me, a new Metallica t-shirt. And so that added some obvious excitement to our 4th of July. So I thought it was funny. You live, whatever. I had some burns on my back, but they healed. It's all good. Anyway, be careful this 4th of July. Now, when it comes to food, I want to remind you of something. It's very, very easy to absolutely murder your progress with one day like 4th of July. If you just go through and start reading labels, start looking at the things we take in, especially if you're going to be adding alcohol to the mix. When you start talking about dessert, burgers, fries, beans, chips, dip, brownies, all this type of stuff that are traditionally put out at 4th of July barbecues, it really adds up, especially if this is a all-day event or lunch and dinner or snack all-day long event. It is very, very easy for you to take in thousands upon thousands of calories. And I know that seems extreme, but it's not. Trust me. I have been working with people for a long time and having them submit what their cheat meals were or what meals, on special occasions like this were. And it adds up so fast that it was not unrealistic that some days like this could easily be 5, 6, 7+ thousand calories. Now, you're obviously not burning that much in a day, so unless you did 24 hours of straight cardio yesterday or today, which I don't advise, then you are going to literally demolish a lot of progress, if not all, plus some, that you may have done in the last week or two. I can't imagine anyone saying that that's worth it, and so I would just really encourage you to plan out your day. Now, am I going to be having a cheat meal? Absolutely. Am I going to eat a ton of food? Absolutely. But I'm not going to go totally nuts. I'm not going to, I'm going to have a cheeseburger for dinner. I'm going to have some baked French fries. I make this awesome jalapeno popper dip, which is so not good for you. I'm going to have a little bit of it. I'm going to portion it out on my plate and have a little bit of it. I'm going to indulge and have great foods, and I suggest you do the same. But plan ahead. Know what you're going to be eating. And then when you're in these moments where there's just tons of food around you, you have to portion it out. You can't just sit there next to the chip bowl and eat an entire bag of Doritos or Lay's potato chips with dip. It is so against your goals and so against all the things that you're working hard for. I just really encourage you to go into tomorrow with some willpower and planning ahead and knowing what you're going to be consuming. Now, I also want to remind you, and I have a great video on alcohol consumption on my YouTube channel. Alcohol and food don't mix. When alcohol is present in your body is only going to run off of the alcohol. It will not run off the food that you're also eating or is in your system. That is going to be stored as fat, or has a very, very, very high chance of being stored as fat. So keep that in mind. So if you were to have a great grand cheat meal and eat 3,000 calories in food and also have 2 or 3 drinks to go along with it, that's literally could be near a pound of fat that's going to be added to your frame just because there was a few drinks that were present. So keep that in mind. If you're going to drink, go light on the food. If you're going to go, if you're going to go heavy on the food, maybe take the day off from drinking. So anyway, enjoy, be safe, don't get caught on fire by a drunk neighbor like I did. Take care, have an excellent 4th of July, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Oh, and I want to remind you, I have 15% off all my digital products now through Sunday. So that's 15% off my recipe book, the eFit guides, my leg and glute program, my home-based workout program, the Home Trim 8. All those things are 15% off. Also, the Final 10 book, which is fantastic, 15% off. So just go to jeremyreedfitness.com, enter the coupon code July4, so JULY, the number 4, all in a row, and you'll get 15% off your order. All right, take care.